Oh, right. It's freezing out there. So recently I had an interview about gig work, and it asked me, what are some beginner tips you can give someone who is starting out with some of these courier apps, some of the food delivery apps, Doordash, Grubhub, and Ubereats? And I thought, wow, yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while since I talked about any kind of beginner tips, because a lot of stuff has been talked about before, but sometimes it's good to think as a total beginner, how do you do this effectively? I've been doing this for about 3 years now. I'm trying to give you guys at least 5 tips. They're gonna probably be more than 5, so you want to stick around because I'm gonna probably be ranting throughout the day. Got a lot of errands to run, so I want to talk to you guys as I do my thing. For anyone starting out with gig work, it doesn't matter if it's food delivery, rideshare, grocery shopping, you have to know what's going on in your individual market, where you live and work. You must know your market, because you're gonna go online and there's gonna be a lot of people, passionate people. I think everyone that's in the gig community is here to help, but people get very, very passionate, and listen, it can get very intense. But to make as much money as possible, you must understand what your market is and what's going on. When is the best time to go outside to earn? Is it lunch? Is it breakfast? Is it dinner? Is it the weekends? You must understand what's going on in a very intimate way. We're going to talk about some ways that can help you speed up the process of understanding the market. You're going to need to know what's going on in the fall, the spring, the summer. What's the other one? Fall, spring, summer. Fall, spring, summer. Fall, spring, summer, and winter. Wow, the one season that we're currently in, I don't know, I don't remember the name of it. Anyway, you're going to need to know what's going on in each season, so you're not confused, you're not surprised, you're not frustrated, because you kind of already know, okay, in my market, the spring is kind of weak, it's not a lot going on, but the summer is better, or vice versa. When you go online, there's going to be people telling you things that is based on their market. Unless you live in their market, a lot of what they say may not be applicable to you. Is that applicable? I think I said it. I think I pronounced it right. There is not one size fit all situation for gig work in terms of tactics. It really depends on your market, your goals, and what you're trying to do. It's the same thing for financial advice. Sometimes you can go on YouTube and you'll see someone telling you what you should do with your 401k, what you should do with your stock market. But each of us have individual goals, financial goals. Some of us are more risky and we want to try to find and get money as fast as possible. Some of us have more of a long-term plan. But let's talk about how can we speed up the process. Let's say, for instance, that you just started doing some of this gig work stuff, you're just doing the food delivery, you just started. What is the fastest way to learn your market? We're going to talk about that right now. So, if you are looking to speed up your ability to know what's going on in your market, where you're working, the best way to do so is by downloading the Solo app. The Solo app is the business in the box. You're able to track your expenses, track your mileage. But the most important part with this app is the ability to know what is going on in your market, where you can predict how much money you can potentially earn when you're going out there. Now, the Solo app is available for everyone for tracking expenses and your mileage. But for the Smart Schedule and Pay Guarantee, check in the description box below if your city is available right now. The Smart Schedule is the game changer, where you're able to know how much money you can potentially earn by linking all of your gig apps to the Solo app. If you sign up for the Pay Guarantee, let's say for instance, Solo predicts that you should be making $23 an hour on Doordash. And let's say you go out there, you do the 3 hours, but you do not meet that goal. Solo will pay you the difference. That's how confident they are that they mapped out the system and they know exactly how much money you could potentially earn with these gig apps.
And time is running out to file your 2022 taxes, but don't stress, Solo's got your back. Partnering with Column Tax, Solo lets you file both federal and state taxes with an accuracy guarantee and a maximum refund promise. If someone could find you a lower payment or a bigger refund, Column Tax will match it. And here's the best part, Solo subscribers enjoy 25% off and just pay $59.99, while non-subscribers pay $79.99. So why wait? Download the Solo app now and make your taxes a breeze with the confidence of Column Tax Maximum Refund Guarantee.
The link will be in the description box below. Get $10 just to sign up. Sign up for the Solo app. You won't be disappointed. Try to find a community of drivers that are working where you work, outside doing the exact same thing that you're doing. What restaurant should I avoid? What's the best time to go outside? When is the worst time to go outside? You won't know unless you find that community. So there's tons of places. Obviously there's YouTube, there's Reddit, there's Facebook. I think Facebook is probably the quickest and most effective way. Just type Doordash or Ubereats or Grubhub and type the city that you're in. Most likely you will find, even if it's only 200 people, that's still more information than you can ever have on your own. With any kind of food delivery stuff, keep it simple. So if you are first starting out, even if you've been doing it for a while, if you go online, I think sometimes we take ourselves a little bit too seriously. So much information being passed around. And if you are starting to do Doordash, Grubhub, Uber Eats, just realize it's a very simple job. You're delivering food. That's it. You're taking an item from one place and you're driving it to another place. It is super simple. It's not brain surgery. We're not trying to find a cure for cancer. We're just delivering food. It's very, very simple. That's why it's a great entry into gig work, into being an independent contractor. It's a very valuable service that we're providing. And a lot of people need it because people are lazy. Like myself, I'm very lazy. So don't get too bogged down in all the minutiae and the little details. When you first start doing Doordash, for example, keep it very simple. Work in the areas that you're familiar with. Don't try to do too much too soon. Stay in your neighborhood. Or if you already know where the wealthy neighborhood is, go work in the wealthy neighborhood. As you know, in our society, especially here in America, the rich and the poor are sometimes very close together. It'll be one fine line from one neighborhood to the next, where the people who are making six figures and the people who are not. So if you're familiar with those areas, go to those areas. If you already know what restaurants have tons of people in there ordering food, especially if it's more of a higher tier restaurants, those are the places you want to be around.
Another thing that a lot of new drivers do, I'll say some seasoned drivers don't do, they don't keep track of how much they earn. If you don't have your numbers from last month or last week and you're just earning but you're not tracking what's going on, you won't see any patterns, you won't see things that's happening in your market. You need to be able to track what's going on, track how much money you're spending on gas, track how much money you're earning with these apps, which apps work well, which apps don't. If you don't keep track of things, it's going to be detrimental to your business as an independent contractor. You won't have any idea what's going on.
It's going to take time to make the most money possible. And what I mean by that is, it's going to take a while for you to understand when is the best time to go, when you should go, all those type of things. Sometimes you can go online and see YouTube videos saying that you can make all this money, which is possible, but it has to be dependent on where you are. And sometimes the luck of the draw. There's things that's going to be outside your control. The offers that come to your phone, you're not going to have a lot of control over it. So don't get too discouraged. Sometimes it's just not in the cards for that day or for that time. At this point, a lot of us content creators, gig workers, we all think that we have the magic formula. No one knows. So you look at patterns and figure out what works for you. When you first start, don't expect to make a ton of money, but what you want to do is make sure you're not wasting your time out there. Just try it out. See what's out there. Get familiar with the app, familiar with delivering food, familiar with dealing with customers, dealing with merchants, especially if you're not a social person. Work for an hour or two. Don't quit your job. I'll tell you that right now. Do not quit your job yet or at all when you're doing this gig work, especially if you're first starting out and you have no experience doing this. I would say for the most part, to do well in gig work, please take pride in what you're doing. Understand that it's a customer service job. You're interacting with a lot of people. You may not deal with the nicest people at the restaurant, the nicest cashiers, the nicest wait staff. You are in the customer service industry. So you make sure you understand that. And also, if that's not something you're interested in, I know a lot of people who are in this and they say, I'm not a people person. Well, I would say for the most part that you're probably going to have more issues than not if you don't like people, because you're interacting with people, lots of people. Sometimes not the nicest people. Sometimes people are literally nuts. If you can't handle that, or you're in an area where it's just too many of those kind of people and you don't want to drain your mental energy, you probably don't want to do this kind of work because it can be very stressful at times. And also, making sure that you're in the right environments, in the right places. So I make sure that when I am delivering, I make sure I'm delivering in more wealthier areas. I deal with less nonsense compared to trying to deliver food in the hood. There's going to be problems. But again, that's just my experience. You want to always keep experimenting. The companies change the way they do business, sometimes on a monthly basis. The algorithm, the way they distribute the orders, the incentives, all of the peak pays, all the stuff that you see on all the apps. You want to make sure that you're always seeing what's going on, and you come with an open mind. A lot of people get really emotional when it comes to making money and earning money. So you want to make sure that you're not just following one group or following one ideal or one way of doing things. Always keep a lookout on how to improve, how to make it easier for you to earn this kind of money. And when you do that, you can stumble upon strategies or apps or different ways to make money where you didn't think of it before, or you gotta find what works for you. Because a lot of people are gonna be very, very confident and tell you what you should be doing, but you should develop your own strategies, develop your own parameters. What's the minimum amount that you should get paid to take an order? How long should you wait? When is it time to cancel an order, move on to another order? All those things you need to develop that. You should have a lot of these parameters set up so you're not confused when you're going out there. You already know, okay, if I'm waiting more than 10 minutes, I'm gonna decline the order. You should know, you should already, once you've been doing it for quite a while, develop your strategy. You know, what is the minimum amount that you will take for an order? What's the longest you will wait for an order to be finished? How far would you go to take an order? All these things, you should already have parameters. And the awesome thing is tons of apps that can already take care of that. There's the driver utility helper, there's the Para app. There's a lot of apps out there that you can implement. You can put those parameters and set them and forget them, which would be awesome if you could use those apps. Have a plan, a goal on how much money I want to earn and how can I do it in the easiest, most efficient way possible. So that's just about all the most important tips that I could come up with in terms of first starting out with food delivery apps. It doesn't matter, Doordash, Grubhub, Ubereats, they're all the same. Any other tips, put in the comments below. Thank you for taking time to watch this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.